It is toasty, toasty, toasty out today. The boys are not enjoying the 80-degree weather. I think that the geese are also very confused because now we have 2 of them that are laying. You can see that. So they've gotten very territorial around the RV, unfortunately, and they chase off the dogs. But since they're not here right now, I thought I would take a moment to show y'all the eggs. We collect them every couple days just to not disturb the geese. It's the shenanigans. I'm gonna come just check on all the chickens. Just got done with work, so thought I'd do a quick video and then feed the doggies again. Kinsley is being a nugget. That young lady went missing for 30 minutes last night, which is very unlike her because she usually, like, I'll take her out to go potty before bedtime since I'm the night owl and Nate's the earlier riser. And I was out, she came this way, so we were walking down here and it's pitch black after 6 p.m. now. So super dark out here. And she was running up this way to go potty like she normally does, which is totally fine. We take a little bit of a walk because it's usually cooler. And I was trying to figure out where this rooster, this salmon Faverol, was perching at night because I don't know where he's sleeping. And so I had continued up here and I had a couple flashlights with me, a headlamp and a flashlight. And I was trying to figure out where he perches for the evening. I couldn't find it. Well, by the time I gave up on that endeavor, I couldn't find Kinsley. She was no longer next to me. She had wandered off somewhere. No big deal. I start calling her. She doesn't answer. Well, that's super weird. That's very unlike her. So I'm like, it's pitch black. I can't see anything. The dogs were not with me. The boys were not. They were off barking at something in the distance. And so I was like, okay, fine. So I went over to where I feed the free-range roosters that are up here, which is by this big tree in the distance, past the shed. But the big one that has a lot of brush around the bottom of it, I feed them in there because it's just easier. And they can all kind of get away from each other. And so I looked in there, didn't see her. So I went back inside and kind of just gave up. I told Nate, I was like, she'll come back. Well, she didn't. And like 10-15 minutes goes by. She's still not back to the RV. So I go back out again. And this time Levi came back and he joined me. And we were looking and looking and looking, and I'm shining the lights, all around. I come back up to this area and something got Levi's attention. And sure enough, I saw eyeballs. And they were really low to the ground. So I was like, well, maybe it's a bunny or something. Nope, it was Kinsley. Kinsley was laying down at the base of a tree and must have been helping herself to the chicken feed that I had fed earlier that day. And she did not come when I was calling her. She did not react. Little Nugget. She was being a jerk. So anyway, that was my fun adventure for the evening. Last night. Hopefully the leaves aren't too loud this time. I know they were super loud in the last video we walked. They're very crunchy this time of year. They're very dry. I might. Hopefully they're not bad. So just gonna do a little fence perimeter check and walk the dogs down to the barn and then back around. think today was 80 degrees again. It was 80 degrees yesterday, and I mentioned it on a work call, and people were like, oh, I wish it was 80 degrees here. And I was like, oh man, it's just unseasonable this time of year to be well into November, and it's 80 degrees. The poor dogs, I feel so bad for them. We were just commenting I think last week, we were so excited it was sweater weather. Nope. I've been wearing skirts and dresses almost all week, just because it's been so warm. Don't have a lot of updates. I think he took a little pause on the house. We're just trying to figure out a couple things. I think we'll talk about the house tomorrow. We'll maybe answer some questions. But took a little pause on it. Hopefully you'll get back to it next week. But just wanted to take advantage of the weather being nice and a little bit of outdoor work while I'm trying to figure out the garden. And thank you all for all of your ideas and suggestions on yesterday's, or was it yesterday's video? Probably 2 days ago. The garden walk one. Gave me some things to think about and consider, and there was a couple suggestions of other inspirations, so I have been watching other videos and checking it out, and just trying to get more information, more details. And I know somebody commented about us removing the triple hoop coops. Not removing, but moving them in that area. That area is on quite a bit of a slope, but it's not bad. It's not like this. It's much more gradual, but it does definitely run down. That is a consideration of putting the garden over in that area as well, or expanding it. And I think that's really the biggest thing I'm trying to think through is I don't want to I can always fill it in, but I want to make sure I get the size right to start with, in like at least the layout of the fencing and the placement of the greenhouse. You poor guy. You're just panting like crazy. Man. And we're not going to go down this way. It's just too hot, guys. We'll go back. So again, thank you for all your comments and suggestions. I really appreciated it. There was a lot on there. I tried to get back to pretty much everyone I could. And also glad that y'all enjoyed me finally explaining the tattoo and who's on it. They really, really wanted to go that way. Hopefully maybe it'll be cooler or in the morning and we can take him down there. Nate usually on his morning walks will take him down there, but I think they like to go any chance they get. I think I mentioned that we had like 30-mile-an-hour winds, but a lot of the leaves that were super crunchy last time we walked back here have blown off the path, so it shouldn't be as bad. I remember when we were searching for properties, and one of the things that we mentioned or that we really liked was there was a couple properties that we toured and looked at and either made offers on or considered. We loved that it felt like you were walking through a park, like you lived on your own park. And I will say that it really feels like we live in a park. it's pretty cool. I do appreciate that part of it. It's so peaceful. And once we process the roosters, it'll be more peaceful. There was one question somebody asked is, what do our neighbors think about the noisy geese? And one neighbor will send us texts every once in a while asking if everything's okay when they alert because they can hear it. But the quackheads are the ones that are super loud. And we moved them over by the pond really for that reason. It's kind of the farthest point from the neighbors. And since we've moved them, nobody's even mentioned them being loud because it's so far away from all the neighbors. That part of the property is. It's when they were down closer to the house. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that deer. It just jumped the fence and is running. Little whitetail. That was cute. Oh, Kinsley spotted it. Oh, so did Levi. Oh, it's gone, but that was cool. A little unexpected. Oh, there it is. I see the white tail. Way back in there. Oh, I think the dogs are going to try to get in there, and hopefully they don't chase after it. But an unexpected visitor in the park. So anyway, most of the neighbors, if not all of them, have actually said that they are so happy that we have chickens and roosters, and they loved the pigs, but the ducks, because it reminds them of when they were, oh, Levi got back there. Make sure everything's okay. I'm just gonna cross over here instead of walking all the way around. Oops. So it reminded them of growing up on a farm, and they love like all the noises. And I asked them if the roosters bothered them, and they say no, they love it in the morning. I'm like, wow, okay. So we have very awesome neighbors for many reasons, but love that doesn't bother them. I think the deer has left our property, or Levi just stopped. Look at the crazy vines. These are grape vines. It's so insane how big they get. I wonder how old they are. But the vines going all the way up into the trees, and they'll choke out the tree, unfortunately. So a lot of these trees we're gonna have to come in and clear out, or at minimum, get the vines off of them. Let's see. There's Kinsley. It's a little wavy over here. I gotta be careful because the pigs were over here for so long. It's moonscaped. Don't wanna slip and fall. There's the boys checking out. Oh yeah, these are very crunchy leaves. Some more really pretty outcroppings, rock outcroppings back here. Oh, that's pretty big, huge area of rocks. You can't see them that great because of all the leaves, but it's really pretty. And then for reference, you can see the gray right there. That's the big 3 Vever coops. The house is just right there. So you can probably hear the roosters crowing. Yeah, it's so crazy, like the trees, and just very interesting. And then of course you see the beautiful green neighbor's yard. We'll get there. We'll get grass eventually in these areas. But The dogs love, we keep this open so they can explore back here, because this is where the last coyote sighting came from, this area. So the last time we had put trail cams up, we had put them up back here along some distinct paths that you could tell animals, like animal tracks. Just looks so different back here now that all the leaves are falling. Kinsley. See, she normally stays real close, but last night she was being a nugget. Only thing I kept calling her all day was a nugget. Let's see. Speaking of cameras, I moved our Eufy wireless cameras. Well, I moved one of them. I moved it down the property because I think an animal has been either living or coming into our front of our yard, and because there's that big hole up there, it's where they're like, "Are you feeding me, Mom?" That big hole where we had dug, and it just needs to be like burned, like a burn pile needs to happen. A couple roosters got over to this side. Smart boys. It's much less crazy over here. But anyway, I'd moved the Eufy camera to face that way, and there was a lot of activity last night. So I didn't watch all of the footage, but I'm gonna go back and watch it and see what there is to be seen. All right. Oh, that was a fun little walk. I'm officially toasty. It is warm. So we will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great night. And we'll give some house updates tomorrow. Or maybe we'll do like a Q&A. So I'll look through some older comments. All right. Thanks all. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, there they are. I always forget to show the sheep. I'll walk up there real quick. Hi, Duke. How you doing, Duke? You see them? One's right there, and two are right there. Hey, ladies. Got a crazy rooster running through the woods. Hi, ladies. How you doing? You want to say hello to everyone? Yeah, that ram we looked at is like half the size of these girls.